Hello, everybody. It's Mindful Monday, and today is February 27th, 2017. And before we get started, I just want to take the time to say, I'm so happy to be coming to you every single Monday. It's like one of the things that I look forward to every week is really dropping in with you and meditating with you and teaching you and sharing things with you. And it really gives me joy. And I'm just always so glad that all of you are joining me, whether that's live or you're watching it after. It always just makes me really happy to be here, because my intention always is to come from a place of teaching and sharing and helping. And I'm always open for certain questions. And so before we get started, that's it. Before we get started, that's what I wanted to share with you. And so today we're going to be diving into something that you may or may not have heard of, which is called a body scan. Now, a body scan, you may or may not know, is essentially checking in with your whole body. Now, why do I want to teach you a body scan? Well, the thing about body scans is that it's really simple. You can do it anywhere. You can check in with yourself wherever you are. And it really gives you a sense of where exactly you are in the moment. And the thing that happens a lot, and that I feel like, we're kind of conditioned to do, is to push away any uncomfortable emotions or uncomfortable feelings. And then trying to hold on to those feelings that are pleasant or really enjoyable, because we're kind of told, like, even just in our households or in school or wherever we are, is, don't act that way. That's a bad way to act, or a bad way to feel, or a bad way, or like maybe you have pain in your neck. Ooh, that's really bad that you have pain in your neck. But what if we could just take a moment and actually be with it without judging it as good or bad? And so the beautiful thing about a body scan is instead of trying to push away whatever is happening, we can go through the body and experience it for what it is, without additional criticism, without additional judgment. And I'm going to walk you through it too. And there might be times where an emotion might come up when you focus on a certain part of the body that might be really intense, or a certain sensation. And if it gets too difficult, it's perfectly okay to maybe use your mindfulness in terms of focusing on, an outside stimulus to help relieve some of the intensity, but still focusing on it mindfully. And I'll walk you through that if that's the case. So I just wanted to share, right now where I'm at, because I always love sharing with you where I'm at, because it's really important that before we start a mindfulness practice, to be aware of where you are. So for me, where I am right now is I'm noticing, like, I have a little bit of muscle tension by my shoulders. I feel like more of my breath is up here, but I feel really grounded into the floor where I'm sitting right now. Like, I can feel the floor underneath me. I had a little bit more caffeine today than I would have really liked, but even, it was tea and coffee, but it was still a little bit more. So I can feel that still moving through my body. Is it good? Is it bad? No, it's just what it is, right? And that's the practice, right? Right now, emotionally, I'm feeling joy. I feel really excited. And one of the interesting things that I've recently learned is that emotions that we feel are actually a lot more related to our physical body than the thoughts we're thinking. And some of you might have seen this, but there's actually been, I believe it was in Finland, there was a study done where participants from all over the world and from across different cultures would bring up a memory of a certain experience and explain what emotion they were feeling. And then they would mark where in their bodies they were feeling those sensations. And so what's really interesting is that the body in those areas would actually heat up more so than other parts of the body, and other parts would cool down. And it was like that across the average place of where people actually felt this specific emotion was the same across cultures and across different parts of the world, which is really kind of cool, meaning that the emotions we're feeling, like I said, are so much more integrated into our bodies, more so than the stories and the thoughts that we create. So when we go into a mindfulness body scan, be aware that, sometimes the tension you might be feeling or the sensation you might be feeling could be related to an emotion, or it could just be the sensation in and of itself. And so I just kind of wanted to share that with you because I thought that was really interesting. And so with that, let's transition into our practice for tonight. And what I love about this too is that as I guide you through it, I actually kind of go through it with you too, which is really neat. So the best way to do a body scan is either lying down or sitting up. You can do either way, whatever is more convenient to you wherever you are right now. Or whatever feels most comfortable for you. So if you choose to lie down for this body scan, I invite you to kind of go onto a harder surface, because sometimes when you have a couch or a bed, we can really relax into it to the point where we might fall asleep, and maybe your body needs the sleep. That's great. In mindfulness, we try to find relaxed awareness. So maybe put some blankets on the floor, maybe add some pillows behind your head, or you can sit up like I am right now. And so wherever you are, I'll give you a moment to settle in, kind of let everything settle into the ground, settle into the floor, wherever you are. And then I invite you to gently close your eyes, whether you're on the floor or you're sitting up. And just take a moment to notice how your body right now is being pulled down by a gravitational force. Notice how the floor beneath you or the chair beneath you is pulling you down, and that you're being supported by this feeling of gravity, by the floor beneath you, by the chair beneath you. And if your eyes aren't already closed, I invite you to gently close your eyes. And as we often do with our practice, begin to just notice and become aware of your breath. Notice if it's shallow or deep. You don't have to change it. Just become aware of the breath, and then find a location in your body to settle on the breath. So maybe that's on the nose, maybe that's below in the belly. But just become aware of where you're breathing, where you can focus your attention on your breath. And then, still breathing, keeping your focus, even if peripherally, on the breath, begin to become aware of your limbs, your arms. Feel the heaviness of the arms. Feel how the arms are being guided down towards the ground, towards the earth by gravity. Notice how your legs are also, and your feet and your ankles, whether you're lying down or sitting, are gently being pulled down to the earth by gravity. And then how they're attached to the center of your body, begin to become aware of the limbs of your body being pulled down by gravity as they're connected to the center of your body. And as we come to the end of our day, or if you're doing this in the middle of the day and you're watching this on replay, just notice if you still feel this energy permeating throughout your body. Like I talked about before, like I had a bit more coffee, I did a lot of things today. There's still going to be this extra energy in our body, and just become aware of how it's sitting in your body, and come back to the breath and use the breath to imagine this unsettling being moved like a stream throughout the body. So inhaling, exhaling through the nose, imagining all this extra energy just flowing through the body, settling deeper into the body. Inhaling, and letting everything settle into the body. And as we begin to settle into this new grounded, aware, a space of awareness, utilize the breath now to bring your awareness down to the sole of your right foot, and then down to the sole of the left foot. As we begin our body scan, just notice if you feel anything at the bottom of your feet. Perhaps you feel coolness or heat. Perhaps you feel tingling. Perhaps you feel nothing at all. Just become aware of the sensation, and if you start noticing your thoughts going to, ooh, it's bad that I'm feeling this, or ooh, it's really good that I'm feeling this, simply become aware of those thoughts, and like we practiced the week before, just simply label it thought, and come back to the breath, and come back to the sole of the feet. And as you inhale, and then as you exhale, release the muscles of the bottom of the feet. And then come to the top of the right foot and the left foot. And simply become aware of the tops of the feet and notice what sensations you feel there. Notice if you feel coolness. Notice if you feel warmth. Notice if you feel tingling, numbness. Simply become aware of the feeling that you're feeling there, and utilizing the breath to bring you back to the moment. If your mind begins to wander, come back to the part of the body if your mind begins to wander. And then slowly moving up to the ankles of the right and the left. Again, notice what sensations you're feeling on each ankle. If you feel tightness, if you feel open, if you feel coolness, if you feel warmth, if you feel nothing. Just inhale into your ankles. And as you exhale, release the ankles, release the muscles, release it down into the ground, release it into the earth. And then bringing your awareness to your shins. Again, noticing the sensations of the shins, the right shin, and then the left shin. Notice if you feel warmth, coolness, tingling, pulsing, nothing. Bringing the breath in. Exhaling, relaxing the shins, letting them melt into the ground beneath you, into the floor, into the gravity beneath you. And then bringing your awareness to your left calf and to your right calf. Begin to notice the sensation bringing your breath to the right and to the left calf. And just noticing any sensations you're feeling there. If you're feeling any tightness in the calves, any relaxation or openness, the temperature. Inhaling into the calves. Exhale, relax them as best as you can without overly having to force yourself to relax them. Give yourself permission to release the muscle. And then bringing your awareness to your left knee, right knee, front and back. Notice if you feel any twinges, any tightness in the knee, any pulsing, any coolness. Notice if you feel open. And as you inhale into the knees, exhale, releasing any tension you might be feeling in your knees. Inhaling, bringing your awareness now to your thighs, the front of your thighs, your quads. And just noticing what you might be feeling in the front of your thighs. And at any point as I go through this scan, if you feel like it's too much to focus, I invite you to gently open your eyes and maybe look at a space just in front of you. At a space just in front of you. Or perhaps just noticing the sounds around you with that, just to bring you out of any extreme discomfort, and then coming back to the body, coming back to the scan. And coming back to your breath, releasing the muscles in your quads, in the front of your thighs. And then bringing it around the back, noticing the muscles, the hamstrings. Noticing the sensations. Noticing the heat, the coolness, the tingling, the throbbing, maybe nothing at all. Using the breath to bring awareness into this part of the body. And as you exhale, release the muscle as best as you can into gravity, into the ground, into the seat beneath you. And now bringing your awareness to your hips and your groin. No matter where you are, take a deep breath into your hips and into your groin. And notice how gravity is pulling you down by the hip. Notice any tightness you might be feeling in your hips and in your groin. Maybe you feel open there. Notice any tingling or pulsing or nothing. Bringing your breath there, bringing your breath into your hips and into your groin. Inhaling, exhaling, and one more time into the hips, just noticing what we're feeling without having to forcefully change anything. Exhaling, feeling the gravity help you to release any tension you're feeling in your hips. And then bringing your awareness to the front of your torso, to your lower abdomen. Begin to notice the sensations there. Warmth, coolness, throbbing, pulsing. Take a deep breath in to the lower abdomen. Exhale, allow gravity to gently release any tension you're holding there. Now bringing your awareness to your solar plexus, that space between your lower ribs and your belly button. And just notice if you're holding tension in there, if you're squeezing the muscles there, if you're holding onto your breath there in the solar plexus. And just notice what that feels like to mindfully release the muscles in the solar plexus as you exhale. Notice what it's like to allow your solar plexus to open and to relax. And begin to notice the sensation there. Do you feel warmth there after relaxing it mindfully? Do you feel coolness there? Do you feel weird? Like sometimes when we release it, sometimes we might feel a sense of, not nausea, but like a shift in our stomach. Perhaps you feel coolness. Maybe your stomach begins to gurgle. Maybe the muscles there have a hard time relaxing, and that's perfectly fine too. Just notice. Take a deep breath into the solar plexus and exhale, releasing everything into the earth. And then inhale, bringing your awareness to your chest. Just notice what it feels like in your chest right now, if it feels open, if it feels tense, if you feel warmth, coolness, tingling, pulsing. Maybe something else, nothing at all. breath into your chest, to the area of the heart, area of the upper lungs. And again, I invite you, if it becomes too much to focus on one specific area of the body, to either gently open your eyes and look at a space maybe about 6 inches in front of you, or bring your awareness to the sounds around you until you feel ready to re-enter, coming back into your body. One more time, inhaling into the space of the upper torso, the chest. Exhaling, releasing down into the earth, letting gravity pull you down. Now bringing our breath and our awareness back down to our lower back, and also to our middle back. Begin to notice the sensations you're feeling there. Bringing breath and awareness there. And sometimes after a long day, especially if we're sitting or standing for a long time, we may feel our lower and middle back can feel a lot of compression. So I invite you to be really gentle with the breath and use the breath to open our back, to open the muscles there, and just to allow any kind of releasing sensation to happen. And if it feels uncomfortable, just come back to the breath, return to the breath. And on your next exhale, release your lower back to gravity, release it to the ground. And then your next inhale, bringing your awareness to your upper back. Noticing the sensations you're feeling there. Are you feeling tension? This is a place where a lot of us can store a lot of emotion throughout the day, throughout the week. And especially when we jumpstart the week on a Monday, it can feel like a very relaxing weekend can turn into something completely different, right? When we go back to work some days. And so we store a lot of that tension in our upper back. And so just become aware of the sensations that you're feeling in your upper back, between the shoulder blades, even across the lower part of the neck. Just notice if it feels like squeezing, if it feels like pressure, if it feels like heat. Feels like coolness. If the sensations become too much, you can always come back to the breath. And imagine the breath going to that place in your back where it really feels tense. Allowing it to envelop that area of your upper back, and as you exhale, allowing yourself to release that into the ground or bringing it back down to gravity. And now bringing your awareness to your throat and to your neck. Begin to notice the sensations you're feeling there. Do you feel any pulsing, any tingling? Any pressure? Maybe there's something else I'm not describing. But I invite you to label it. Just give it a name. Instead of pain, just or discomfort. What is it that you're feeling? And again, bringing the breath to those places, imagining that the breath is almost like this blanket that's wrapping itself around these areas of tension, and allowing yourself to still feel it in this comfort of the breath, knowing that you're safe here while you're breathing. And as you inhale one more time into the neck and into the throat, again, exhale, release everything back into the earth, into the ground, into gravity. And now bringing your awareness to your jaw and to your cheeks and even to your eyes. Begin to notice where the placement of your tongue is. Notice if it's sitting at the base of the mouth, if it's pressing up against your teeth or against the top of your the roof of your mouth. And allow yourself to just breathe into these places. Allow yourself to notice the sensation of the tension or of the openness, of the sensation of tingling. Maybe pressure. You don't have to try to force it to let it go. Just begin to notice what it's like to have the muscles in your face come into your awareness. Sometimes we forget that we actually have these muscles in our face. And on your inhale, allow the breath to move through your jaw, your tongue, your cheeks, and your eyes. And on your exhale, I invite you to release everything into the ground, into gravity, into earth. And then bringing your awareness to the area of your eyebrows, your forehead, and the top of your head. Simply become aware of the sensations you're feeling there. Notice the temperature, the sensations, and lovingly and gently label them. Bring your breath to those areas. And as you inhale, bring the breath to that whole area. And as you exhale, release everything down into gravity, into the ground. And then your next inhale, just begin to scan, starting from the crown of your head all the way down to your feet, and just begin to notice if you've experienced any kind of shift since we first started in the quality of your thoughts, in the quality of the way that your body might be feeling. And I just want to remind you that we're not here to go from stress or maybe a little bit of unpleasant feeling to this total state of bliss. We're here to experience the body as a whole and to simply notice what it's like to go from where we were before we started the scan to where we are now. And if you begin to notice yourself judging yourself that this is good, but especially if this is bad, I want to just invite you to recognize that you've had these thoughts, that you're telling yourself that what you're feeling is good or bad at this present moment, and to like you're talking to someone or a child that you really, really love, bring that awareness to yourself and tell yourself lovingly that it's okay to feel whatever it is you're feeling, exactly how you're feeling it. And so as we begin to come out of our lovely, long, beautiful body scan for this Mindful Monday, we will finish out as we always do with the ting shas, the bells. And I invite you to simply focus on the sound of the ting shas for as long as you possibly can until the very end. So wherever you are, I invite you to gently wiggle your body or stay exactly where you are. And if you so choose to move from this space, give yourself a big stretch all the way from your head and your arms down to your toes. Rock your head from side to side. Feels good for me too. Well, thank you for everyone who joined me live or the recording for this Mindful Monday. You can always take the body scan. I really went into it and really took the time to go through each body part with you. But if you ever find yourself feeling stressed, no matter where you are, I invite you to simply, like we talked about last week, feel both feet on the ground, or feel the gravity like we just did today. And just slowly, either from the crown of your head down to your feet, or from your feet all the way up to the crown of your head, just begin to take an inventory of where you're holding tension in your body. And when I say mindfully release, I mean, don't just go, oh, okay, right? Because sometimes we're like, oh my God, I'm holding tension, I have to let go, right? But instead, especially in the neck and the shoulders, I feel like that's where a lot of us hold our tension, is to take a deep breath in and to relax that part of the body as best as possible with the out breath. And just give yourself that space, even if it's like 30 seconds, to check in with yourself and to release those muscles. It can also, just by doing that, change the way that you think, or change the quality of your thoughts rather. And when we change the quality of our thoughts, the way that we handle situations during the day and with our interactions with people will shift, because our perceptions of them shift, and we're feeling a lot better. Or we're feeling more spacious, maybe, for ourselves. So when we feel more spacious to take care of ourselves, then it's much more, we can interact with other people much more easily, or with much more compassion. And that can take the day into a whole different direction, right? So awesome. I love today. I know it was long, but I appreciate anyone who stayed. And I really hope that you take this practice with you throughout the week and into your life. And again, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me, or you can comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this scan, if you had any difficulties. And yeah, thanks, Andrew. Yeah, I'm really glad that I could help you with this, and it's my pleasure. Awesome. And if you want to share with us your experience of these things anytime too, or you just want to share them with me, that's fine. I'm totally open to hearing your experience with these exercises, with these practices. All right, everybody, have an amazing Monday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hi, Tom, you just missed the whole thing, but I hope you can come and watch the replay. Anywho, I will talk to you all soon, and I will see you next Monday for our next Mindful Monday. Have a great day. Bye.